Good morning. All right, here this morning. It's kind of a cold morning. Get the hood up on this pickup here. Anyways, what we're doing today is this white F250. Put the hood there. This truck is a 3 or 4 time loser. It's been to several different shops. Had a lot of work done to it, and it's just not right. It just doesn't run right. There's a lot of things going on with this truck. The transmission is tight. It is an automatic. It has 351 in it according to the owner. It is a, what year is it? Usually on the see, it runs 5 thirds. It's a 1997 F250 regular cab, long bed, 4-wheel drive, and it does not run well. So it just doesn't have any real power. You can't hardly drive it below 50, 55 because it doesn't have any torque. So we're going to do some really basic checks because this truck has been at several shops and it's our job to get it fixed. We'll make a little list of everything that we think this truck needs. So the first thing we'll notice is when we open this door, it drops. It probably drops, half an inch or more. That's the hinge pin bushings are bad. So there's a problem. We've got to where you can see the tailpipe. We're going to see what comes with the tailpipe when this thing starts up. I'm not going to give us some level of what we think is going on. Just kind of simple checks here. Smells like fuel. So I said we were going to start with simple checks, and I meant it. We're going to check the air filter first. And first thing I notice is, even though I don't have any tools, one of these tabs is broke off, and this bolt's just hanging loose here. There's 4 bolts. This one, back side of the front, or that side of the front, is just broke off. So we got some smog looking stuff that's just kind of hanging out. Yep, it has every sign of having been at a bunch of shops, didn't know what they were doing. Let's take our simple screwdriver here and see if we can figure out why this one's out. Yeah, it's broke. Let's see what this looks like. Alright, that one come out. See what we got here. If we can get this front one loose by lifting up on it. Oh yeah, there we go. I know this seems stupid to show you that I'm checking the air filter, but I've seen a lot of good techs have stupid problems just due to an air filter. Not too bad. Weird little PCV filter on it. Probably needs replaced. Well, take a new one of them up. And for testing purposes, we're going to go ahead and pull this hose off the throttle body. I know that sounds weird, but we just want to be able to see what we're working with because we're going to do a visual for vacuum lines, that kind of thing. Okay, so these are not broke. Hey, look, something not broke. Zip ties. Pull that off. Pull this one off. Just take this whole assembly. So it's broke right there. Another thing, let's set this offside. Now we're going to go through and start looking. Cable jacked up. We're going to look at the idle air control motors. Look inside the throttle body for any nastiness or corrosion. We're going to do a visual check and just start tracing vacuum lines. I'm probably not going to show the entirety of that, but it is a good thing to note. Now, I have test driven it once, and it feels like it's not breathing right. So I suspect it's got too much fuel, which could be, a vacuum line or something else not. It could even have an exhaust restriction. It's just not quite breathing right. So we're gonna look at a lot of different things here. In fact, there's a broken vacuum line for the HVAC right there. So I bet you that makes a hell of a difference, because that's his heater door. Diaphragm feels good though. We'll just go through and check. So you can't really see it, but if I move this battery cable a little bit, I can see the wires wiggling a lot. It's just a lot of little piddly stuff. Somebody's done a good tune-up on it. What looks like they reused the factory keepers. His aftermarket plug wires. It's got brass terminals on it. I'll have a look at that, make sure it's tight. Doesn't look like they used any dielectric. That's fine. You don't really have to. I just do because it keeps out corrosion. So we'll go through, start touching stuff up. And the other thing to note is there's an exhaust leak somewhere under the truck. Now these have a big square flange just in front of the catalytic converter. If the bolts look good on that, I may take them out, because if it runs way better without that flange being on, it's probably just a plugged catalytic converter, which is a relatively simple fix. All right, get my fat butt down here on the ground. Okay, this is your catalytic converter. This is a leaking muffler. Right there. Listen to that. So, some of this is loose, but it's broke apart in there. It's partially clogged. That'll cause an issue.